Greetings, Lions. My name is Paula Roswell. I'm the District 23C GLT Coordinator. Welcome to my session today, Social Media and Your Club. I will be utilizing information available to all Lions via Lions Club International website. I will review some of the information presented by LCI in regards to branding, highlighting some useful facts and some things that I have learned along the way. Another facet of this presentation will be using Facebook and Canva, which is a graphic design platform enabling you to create and easily design social media posts, presentations, and other visual content. I would like to begin by exploring the resources available from LCI. Under the Resources for Members section, I'm going to first scroll down to Brand Guidelines. Table of Contents. As you can see, it goes quite in depth. I would like to look at the color palette that LCI has selected as their primary choice: yellow, blue, and gray. Information about the secondary color palette is also available in the Brand Guidelines. Looking at the preferred typography font choice, LCI has chosen Helvetica New. They also have several other typefaces they suggest: Adobe Casion, Helvetica, Arial, and Times. Visually speaking, the fonts chosen are easy to read and yet use less ink when printing materials. Another takeaway from the brand guide that is important to keep in mind, especially with any social media: your club's social media should be about your club's activities and should be kept professional. Your club page is not a place for your own personal views and opinions. There are additional resources on the LCI site inside the brand, including the Brand Advanced Kit. The Brand Advanced Kit, which you can easily access and download from the LCI brand team using Dropbox. Dropbox is available free of charge, and you can easily create an account using Google. If your club doesn't already have a Google account, bring up creating one at your next meeting. My club has a Gmail account, canterburylionsclub@gmail.com, which we add to all our flyers and social media posts. Each of the club officers has access to the email, and it makes it easier for the public to contact us. Plus, you don't have to put your personal email on flyers. Google Voice is another option, but my club does not have it, although I do use it for school. Google Voice enables me to give out a phone number to parents and students to call or text. The message and calls go directly to the Google Voice app on my personal cell phone. I would like to point out a few items available in the toolkit that I found useful. They have a wealth of images that correlate to all of the LCI global causes. I point this out because prior to sharing images of club activities on social media, you should have permission of those in the photographs, especially when it comes to sharing images of children. Yes, you want to focus on what your club is doing in your community, but please be cognizant of whose face is shown. In the kit, there is also several social media templates, and more on that in a few minutes. To review branding, there is a PowerPoint available in the kit from LCI, created by Andrea Burns, Brand and Creative Department Manager. Just as with Nike or Coca-Cola, brand is all about supporting the story of your organization. Your club social media page is also part of the LCI brand. Going back to the LCI website, let's take a look at their social media resources. LCI has a well-developed guide to just about every aspect of social media, including a how-to guide. There are various Facebook-specific functions and a few downloadable banners for your club page. Available from the LCI website is this social media quick start guide. I'll be utilizing some of the information from there to point out today. Why use social media? Lions can use social media to raise awareness about their club activities and to just connect with members of your community. Who should be in charge of posting on your page? The decision on who in your club is posting should be done at a club meeting and should be reviewed at least once a year. Which social media platform should you use? I would recommend using the one you're actually going to use. I personally use both Facebook and Instagram. Facebook for personal and club use, and Instagram for my classroom. I thought this infographic was pretty interesting. I'm sure there's data to back it up, but posting daily can be hard, especially with a club page. However, making sure one is done every Wednesday seems pretty doable. Let's talk a minute about hashtag usage. Adding 1 or 2 hashtags to your social media posts enable those that search by them to find your club's information. Just for ha-ha's sake, I searched Be a Lion on Facebook, and what to my surprise, the first post to come up was one about my club. All right, let's venture off into the world of social media. Okay, here we are at Facebook. If you don't already have an account, select the Create New Account tab. When that loads, sign up. It's quick, it's easy. First name, last name, mobile number or email, create a password, birthday, and your gender, and then select sign up. But because I already have an account, all I need to do is log into mine with my email and my password and select login. It will take a minute to load. Like I said, it will take a minute to load. So there's 2 things to think about with Facebook. There's a difference between a personal profile and a profile for your page, so for your club. So my personal profile, or your personal profile, is under one person's name, and you can have a max of 5,000 friends. That's a lot of people. And a page, say for your club, Canterbury Lions Club, must be created and managed by those who have a Facebook profile. So while we're waiting for this to load, takes a minute. So some might say, what's the difference between a friend and a follower? So a friend is somebody you have on your personal page that you have friended, which allows them to see anything that you post. Whereas like your club page, you can have followers. So those people aren't necessarily your friend on your personal Facebook page, but they follow what's going on with your club page. It's always good to have followers for your club page because you can't friend a profile page. So looking at the Canterbury Lions Club page, the top of the page is a banner or a cover photo, which I got from Lions Club International. Then there is a profile picture, which would be different if it was a personal page. And then scrolling down, there's some tools, add appointments, host paid online events, and then on the right-hand side, different things that have been posted recently. Like I just changed our cover photo not that long ago, and 12 people have already seen it. That's pretty good. But the thing I wanted to point out is kind of in the center of the page. It shows insights. So for the last 28 days, from January 7th to February 13th, our page likes has gone up 13%, so 18 more people have liked our page. Our post engagements, those are the information that you type or photos you share, has gone up 547%, and engaged 233 times. That's pretty good. And the people reached have gone up 1,181% to 2,152. That's pretty amazing. We had a drive-through food drive, and I'm going to scroll down the page and show you some of the photos from that event. So our drive-through food drive was a couple weeks ago, and it was a very cold day. We had it in 2 different locations. But thanks to Facebook, we had a huge turnout, people driving by and dropping off food that went to the local Canterbury Cares food bank. That's pretty amazing. We also did a roundup event at our local supermarket. So a roundup event is where each person that goes to the supermarket, this place was Better Value, member of the Adams Food franchise. So each person was asked, would you like to round up to the Canterbury Lions? And there were flyers by the register, and they could say yes or no. And then as soon as we get the total amounts, our club's going to meet that amount dollar for dollar. But 1,483 people saw this post on Facebook. That's free advertising. We couldn't ask for better than that. There are a couple other things to look at with Facebook, and I'm just going to scroll back up to the top of the page and move over. And okay, I'm going to look. We have newsfeed, we have inbox, 21 comments if you want to look what people have commented on, notifications. First thing I want to look at is settings. So while that loads, the settings section of Facebook, if you are new to being an admin or an editor on your club page, so the settings area is where your who can post, if there's any age restrictions, country restrictions, profanity filters, all of that is set on the settings page. Right now we have our club page pretty wide open. Anybody can publish on them, share photos, and comment. We haven't had any issues with inappropriate comments or content, so we don't need to change that. But as far as what the filters are in settings, again, that is something that is best determined at a club meeting. I'm going to look at page roles for a second. And while that loads. So page roles are who has the privileges or what settings, what people with Facebook profiles can administer, can post, can edit, can delete people off the page, delete comments, delete photos. So this is something that is, while it loads, it'll take a minute. I'm not always as patient as I need to be with my internet and start clicking and making it crazy, but I'll try to be patient today. Here we go. Scrolling down. So if I wanted to add a new page role to something, I could type their name. So I'm going to add, see if I can, let me add Cheryl. Whoops. What's that? Again, there goes my patience. Okay, Cheryl Proctor, she's our club secretary. So I'm going to add her as an editor to the page. And then when you do that, you have to type in your password for Facebook. Okay, and I've just added Cheryl, our club secretary, as an editor to our page. And that will show down here at the bottom as an editor, her name, editor, pending. So she'll get notified on her Facebook page that she's been added as an editor. And she can either decline it, or if, going back and wanted to change it, I could just select cancel invitation and that would delete it. We also have another editor, Linda, on our page. She's our membership chair. And we have several admins. One of the Glennons, a very active family in our club, created the Facebook page, I think back in 2014 or 2015, just when, Facebook was starting to get going, for us. So they are currently active members in the club, so they are still admins. I've been added as an admin before the last couple of years. I was club secretary, so they have not removed me, and I'm enjoying my privileges of being an admin. Okay, so I'm looking for, oops, hang on just a second. Let's go to general. I think it was under there. Going back to the Lions Club, Canterbury Lions Club homepage, I want to take you over to publishing tools. This is something new that I discovered that I think is pretty amazing. Earlier in my presentation, I talked about how hard it is to keep up with social media. Everybody has busy lives, and that the LCI data showed that posting on Wednesdays on Facebook at 11 o'clock in the morning, or I think it was 1 in the afternoon, is a pretty good time to get onto Facebook to post something. Well, I discovered in the Facebook publishing tools, you can schedule a post. That's going to be a game changer for me and for you. Okay, now that it's loaded, let's create a scheduled post. Create post. So this is so easy. I'm so glad I stumbled upon this. All right, so it's going to be on the Canterbury Lions Club page, and I would like to add, let's wait for it to load. This is where the patience again comes in. All right, which doesn't always happen. Okay, so you can write something in the text. This is this box right here. Or you can add a photo. Now there's a couple of different Facebook groups on here that I will show you in a minute that have different pre-made templates of things that they've created. the Lions Smile and the social media. And I have downloaded a couple things from them. So I'm going to select that, open, add photo. Let's see if it's going to work for me. Maybe not. Let's try it again. Select, open. It's going to upload. It'll take a minute or a few seconds. Seems like it takes forever, but it really doesn't. Okay, it's uploading media. Oh, it's got two of them. See, patience really would have been a virtue on that one. I'm going to delete one. I only want one. Preview, loading preview. Okay. While it thinks about it, you can see that it's thinking. Okay. Now I can post it right now and it will automatically go into my news feed for the club. Or I can go over here to where it says publish and it's got an arrow. And I'm going to scroll down button. I'm going to select that, schedule post. And I'm going to schedule it for February 24th at 11 a.m. And I'm going to select save. And then schedule post. It's going to take a few minutes to get in there. And why? Let's see. Now let's look. Schedule posts. I can look at our scheduled posts and our published posts, again, for the analytics if I wanted to, but scheduled posts. So I have two posts coming up, February 17th at 11, February 24th at 11. I don't have a caption on there. I'm just sharing an image, and I thought that was pretty cool. It's a great trick to learn, and that was under the publishing tools on the Facebook page. Before moving off of Facebook and onto Canva, I wanted to point out a couple groups that are worthwhile to join. So going into groups, being a teacher, I'm in quite a few teacher groups, and it can be a little overwhelming, but the information has been invaluable during this pandemic. But there's a Canterbury Lions Club group. Now, this would be different than a Facebook club profile. So this is a group that would be strictly members of the club, another way for us to communicate with each other and to share information. Anybody can look it up, but it's private about what gets posted only to club members. We haven't been as active in the club group chat page as I am in some of my teacher pages, but that's just, I wanted to point that out. One group that I'm in that I quite enjoy is the Lions Club Members Public Image Graphics and Ideas Hub. So from this, in order to join this, you just click join, and then you have to answer a few questions, but that's okay. But once you're in this group, you can go over to media, and there are tons of pre-made images that you can download and schedule to be posted on your own page. And they're freely available to download. This one's cute for Easter. Call a peep to join a Lions Club. I might steal that for later on. But you name it. There is all sorts of different graphics and images that you can use on your own page. There's also on your club page, rather, going into files. There's different PowerPoints, basics of running a Zoom virtual meeting. That's pretty awesome. And then going into, let's see if I can find it real quick. I'm in a lot of groups. Although, like I said, I am in a lot of groups, I have learned something from each one of those, so I don't want to eliminate any. But the lions smile. It's not a person smiling or a lion smiling. Lion Smile is a social media including lions everywhere. It is also a private Facebook group that anybody can join. But here too is media. All sorts of different images that people have created. And in files, there's all sorts of pre-made, downloadable, of course, now it doesn't want to load, here we go, files, downloadable information. Like here is the brand guidelines if you wanted to just go straight to Facebook instead of LCI and use it. Moving on to Canva. Canva.com. Let's log in with our Google account. Again, this is a good reason to have a Gmail account for your club. It is free. This part of Canva is free. And using the Gmail lets a lot of different people who have creative inclinations design things for your various activities, for fundraisers, different Facebook posts, and allows them all to sign into one account, create it, save it to your Google Drive or to folders on Canva. It's just fun. I like Canva. I do have the teacher account, and I have been upgraded, and I have a lot of different features that you can't get from the free account, but I haven't found the free account limiting at all for my needs so far. I'm going to be using Canva templates, Facebook post. The reason that I like Canva over, say, Microsoft Publisher is because it's a lot freer. Not free. I mean, this section of part is free, but it's a lot more intuitive that I find in creating an image. It's just easier to kind of jump in and muddle through and figure it out without getting too frustrated and giving up. Publisher was a little bit harder for me, and I need to flip my screen over, so I'm getting directly to, hang on just a second. So here we are in the Facebook post template of Canva. Now first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to title my design, and I'm going to call it Canva Example 1. I don't always name my designs, but I'm going to name this one just to show you how to do it. So think of this Canva template. There's your big white block. Design would be, and the left-hand side, think of the black area as binder. Each section is a tab in the binder. So starting with the templates, you can go through and look at some different type of templates that people have used for Facebook. And they are, most of them are free. And you can go in and select one and kind of edit it to suit your needs. But I personally like starting with a blank canvas. There is upload. So these are different images that I have uploaded to Canva to use in my designs. There are photos. These are stock images. Most of them are free that you can use to customize and create different images. Elements, think of elements like clip art or stickers. I'm not going to go into every area of the elements. I'm going to let you find it out yourself when you create your own Canva account. There's text. Now with text, you can add different sizes. What I like about this area of Canva in the text, it automatically gives you 3 different sizes. There's a heading, a subheading, and then body text. And when you select it, although it doesn't give the Helvetica text that LCI branding prefers, there are a lot of very easy to read text. And I'm sure if you're creating something for your club, it's not, use what you can have. You can use some of the large text, now showing play huge sale, and change the wording. It still keeps the text design. There's audio and video. They're on my to-do list. That just keeps getting longer and longer. So I'm not going to talk about audio or videos, but I'm going to go straight to background. I'd like going to the background first because, yes, I love the blank canvas, but sometimes just staring at a blank screen, it's a little daunting. So I'm going to use the recently used one with the rainbow sky and the mountains. And it is a free one. So looking at it on my screen, I can see at the bottom right-hand side, there's a little guy. Well, he's probably not little. There's a guy climbing the mountain. Don't necessarily want that in my design. So there at the top of the screen, there's effects, filter, adjust, crop, and flip. So I think I'm going to crop my image first. So when I select the crop button, the whole image that Canva used, is displayed, and the 2 sides left and right are a little grayed out. So those are available to use. So I'm going to move my image over just a little bit so that the guy climbing the mountain is no longer in my shot. I'm going to select done, and there we go. Okay, like that image. I can go over to flip, and you can flip horizontally or vertically. I'm not going to do that. Adjust, you can adjust the brightness, contrast if you've done any photography editing or played with Photoshop or some of the other online PicMonkey or any of those type of things. You can play around with these all day long. Filters are kind of fun. Kind of like Instagram filters, but you select a filter, it changes up the color and the mood a little bit. Again, play along when you get your own Canva account, but I kind of like the image as is, so I'm going to go back and select no filter. There's also effects, just to show you that. Background remover. That one has a crown, so that's a paid one. But there's a lot of different things you can do in there. And again, like I said, you can play around with it when you're creating your own stuff. I would like to put one of the images that I uploaded onto my design. So the first thing I want to do is select the design and put it on my template. I'm going to make it larger because I believe this one will look a lot better if it was a little bigger. And there is a little bit of lag, so I'm going to increase that and then watch it go. There's only lag because I'm recording it. There's usually not lag when I'm doing the designing on Canva itself. And I can also adjust it up or down when I wait for, there's a little 4-way, where's that little guy? Okay, it's not going to cooperate, so. There he is. So the four-way up and down, four-way arrows. When that part of it shows up, you can move it up or down. And I'm going to move it one more time. Okay. So I like how that looks. And I'm going to save it to my Google Drive. And how you do that, the top of the screen where the little white square is with the three dots, that's the More button. By selecting More, you can publish to Facebook automatically, or it's going to be shared in a folder, but I like to save things to my drive. It's not an option that comes up automatically, so I'm going to select the See All, and then select, if you have a Dropbox, you can do Dropbox, Google Drive. And my Google Drive should already be connected. So it'll give me where to choose to save it. I'm just going to choose to save it in there, not put it in a folder. I'll eventually put it in a folder. And then save. Now it's a PNG, save. Select the purple button. And then the screen pops up. This is preparing your design. And your design's been saved. Now you can select a view in Google Drive, and it'll just show you a large image. You can go to your home page at Canva, or you can continue editing. I'm going to select continue editing, and it brings me back here. So your question might be, well, how did she get that image uploaded to Canva? Well, let's go over to Google real quick. And okay, Google, I'm going to switch my recording to record this tab. So here I am in Google. I'm going to go to Images. And I'm going to type in Lions Club transparent. So I want a transparent background because, especially in that image that I just chose with the mountains, I don't want a white block around the image. I want a transparent background. If it's a transparent background, a lot of times it will have the checkerboard in behind it. So this one's cool, clipartmax.com. But the one thing I want to point out to you before you go and take images off of Google is go into Tools and check on usage rights. So you want to make sure anything you take off of Google, you can freely take off of Google and it's not copyrighted. You don't want to use copyrighted images. There's a lot of free stuff on lionsclub.org, but not everything is available free on lions.org. I found this one on, this shows Pinterest, but I found this original image on Clipart, and I made sure it was free. Now that you found a couple images on Google that have fair use rights that you can use, let's show you how to upload them in Canva. So you're going to go to the Uploads tab, Upload Media, and I'm going to upload from my device. But as you can see, you can upload from Dropbox, Google Drive, Facebook, and Instagram. So I'm going to select from my device. And I'm going to upload 2 additional items that I have found. So the image that I'm uploading will show in the top left, and the little blue circle gives the status, and it's already done. I'm going to upload one more from my device. And again, the little blue circle, and that's how you upload from Google or Drive or your own computer into Canva. I hope you found the information I've shared with you useful, and I hope you play around with Canva and enjoy it as much as I have. Thank you. and have a great day.